In almost every AI chatbot call I've been on, the business owner has asked me, Enoch, after you build this thing, where will my customers go to actually talk to it? The answer actually matters more than you think, because where you place your AI chatbot determines how many people talk to it and how much it can actually do for your business. If you want to make sure you put your AI chatbot in the right place, even if it's your first time getting an AI chatbot for your business, this video will tell you everything that you need to know. By the end of this video, you'll know the 6 main places that people can go to talk to your WordPress AI chatbot and my 3-step checklist that I use every single time with all my clients to pick the perfect place to put their AI chatbot. But just so that you can understand how important this really is, I want you to imagine if you hire like the best salesperson in the world into your business, and then you just put them in like the back room. They don't even get to talk to customers. They don't see anything except for paperwork. It doesn't matter how good they are. They're never going to do anything useful for your business if they're not in the right place. If they're always in the back rooms, they're never going to actually meet the customers that they can convert, and therefore they're basically pointless. It's the exact same thing with an AI chatbot. So let's begin. Now, most people already know that WordPress allows you to put your AI chatbot on WhatsApp, Messenger, Telegram, Discord, Instagram, and your website, as well as a few other platforms here and there, and custom platforms that you can integrate it to. Each of those is a valid option depending on your business, but the real win is knowing the exact platform that you should pick, or platforms, because you can connect your AI chatbot to multiple platforms at once on WordPress. So I'm going to take you through my 3-step checklist that I use to determine which platforms to pick to put an AI chatbot on for clients. Now, the first step in the checklist is a mistake I see so many founders make with an AI chatbot. You see, they get an amazing AI chatbot built, they put it somewhere on their digital presence, and then they wonder 3 weeks later why nobody is talking to it. Keep in mind the chatbot is absolutely fine. No errors, perfectly built. They probably even spent a lot of money on it. But the one issue is that they've placed it in a place with low traffic. The AI chatbot is sitting there ready to have hundreds of conversations and maybe getting 2 or 3 a week. And this is what happens on most AI chatbots that are placed on websites, because most businesses build a website and don't actually put in effort into the SEO and getting people to actually visit the website. And as a result, the AI chatbot just sits there getting maybe 5 conversations a week and doing absolutely nothing for their business. You see, without traffic, you have no conversations. Without conversations, you can't improve your AI chatbot. You can't convert any people in the AI chatbot because there's no one to convert. And as a result, your AI chatbot does not actually help the business. And I've experienced this personally on 2 separate occasions. I made the mistake of building an AI chatbot for a tourism company that had just gotten a fresh website. And as a result, there was not as much traffic coming onto it. Google's bots were still crawling it and trying to figure out the right things to rank the website for. That AI chatbot got very little visitors, and as a result, the tourism company thought that it was useless for them and they discontinued it. But then on a different project that I built for a sports academy in Nairobi, I realized that they were getting a ton of traffic to their WhatsApp. And this traffic was not actually natural. They were running paid ads directly to that WhatsApp account. So if you're thinking to yourself, right now my business does not have any channel that naturally gets a lot of traffic, paid ads still exist. It's still a thing you can do to get people to visit your website, to get people to visit your socials. And so it's an option to get a flow of traffic into your AI chatbot. The Sports Academy did it, and they were getting hundreds of people flowing into their WhatsApp account where the AI chatbot was every single week. And as a result, that AI chatbot talked to many people, converted many people, made many mistakes that we were then able to analyze and use to improve it. You see, it's not only about conversion, but having a high volume of people talking to your AI chatbot lets you improve it and gives you a ton of conversations that you can use to formulate content ideas for your marketing, understand your ICP better, and even improve your product or service. The lesson is simple. You need to put your AI chatbot in a place of high traffic where it can actually get opportunities to talk to people. So the first thing on the checklist is this: does the place where you're considering to put your AI chatbot have a high traffic? And if it doesn't, can you drive traffic to this place, and are you willing to do it? If the answer is no to all of those questions, then you probably shouldn't put your AI chatbot there. Now, let's say you found a place with high traffic, or you're willing to drive traffic to that place. There's still something else that can quietly kill the whole thing, and most business owners don't know about it until it's too late. I want you to think about how people communicate in different places. On WhatsApp, if someone sends a message, they usually expect a reply within maybe a few minutes, a few seconds. But if someone sends you an email, they probably expect a reply in an hour, 2 hours, maybe even a couple of hours. That's just how those platforms work. WhatsApp and Instagram, people are in chat mode. Things are about back and forth messaging instantly. But with platforms like your email, people are more patient. So when someone sends an email, they will probably expect a response from you later, and you'll probably do the same for them. Email is not built for fast back and forth conversation. If you build a conversational AI chatbot and you put it on your email, you've built a conversational tool and put it on a platform that's not built for conversation, but built for communication of information over longer periods of time. Yes, you can put an AI chatbot on your email, but you just have to think about your intent. If you're building an AI chatbot to answer questions and get back to people instantly, email is probably not the right place, because a good business answers questions quickly and is able to get to users as soon as a question is asked, which is not really ideal for email. But platforms like WhatsApp, Instagram, Telegram, Discord, these platforms are built for messaging. And so when your AI chatbot shows up there, it can actually do something useful. And before you count your website out of this, it actually fits right in as well with an AI chatbot widget, because that widget sits in the corner of the screen and then pops up, and the user can actually chat with your AI chatbot and respond instantly while still being on that website. It feels completely natural. And so the second thing on the checklist you need to consider when picking where to put your AI chatbot is, what is the purpose of this chatbot? And does that purpose fit the conversational nature of the platform? If the platform is more instant conversation, is that what I'm trying to do with this AI chatbot? Or if the platform is more longer time frame communication, is that what my chatbot is built for? All right, so you have traffic, you're on a chat native platform, but there's still one more thing that most business owners forget, and it usually does the most damage to them after getting an AI chatbot. This last item on the checklist is extremely important for you if you want to have an AI chatbot that converts people and doesn't just answer questions. I want you to think about the way that most sales work. Most customers do not buy from you the first time that they encounter your business. Sometimes they go ahead, find some information, then they leave, think about it, ask their wife, come back, find more information, leave again, think about it more, and then come back again and hopefully convert. Now, that process of going back and forth, in and out of the conversation is something that you need to take into consideration, because it's that process that turns someone who has just viewed your business and talked to your business into an actual paying customer. But if you put your AI chatbot in a place where the person cannot come back to it, you make it extremely difficult for them to go about this process. A landing page is a perfect example of the worst way to go about this step. Basically, with a landing page, let's say you run an ad on Facebook and someone clicks the ad, they go to your landing page, they scroll for a bit, and you put your AI chatbot there. Your AI chatbot pops up, it talks to them, they ask a few questions, and then they close that page. Now, the only way for them to get back to that landing page again is if they see that exact ad in their feed a second time and then click on it a second time as well. What is the likelihood of that happening? Realistically, not so high, right? As a result, it's extremely unlikely that that person will even get the opportunity to come back and chat with your AI chatbot again. But compare that to WhatsApp. On WhatsApp, if I send a message to the AI chatbot there, essentially it will reply to my message, answer my question, or whatever happens in the conversation. And then even if I leave, I get distracted, or I go to make my decision and I come back a week later, that conversation is still sitting in my messages in WhatsApp. I can view it, I can see what happened, I can see my previous answer to the question, meaning I can build trust off of that previous interaction already, and I can go ahead and talk to it again. And keep in mind, most people also open their WhatsApp multiple times a day, and so the likelihood of them seeing that conversation again and being able to say, oh, let me ask another question right now, or let me try get this other piece of information just on a random time that inside their WhatsApp is extremely high. The barrier to coming back is almost zero. But you shouldn't rush to make the decision at this stage because it actually depends on who your customers are and their typical behavior. For example, if you're an e-commerce businesses and the majority of your customers come from Instagram, you might want to put an AI chatbot there instead of on your website, because most people probably see your products on a daily basis on Instagram and can easily access your AI chatbot from their Instagram messages, as opposed to maybe they'll visit your site once a week, maybe once a month to make a purchase, which will probably be fairly quick because they've seen the product a couple of times on your Instagram already, and so they won't spend as much time on your website. But let's say you run a coaching business and you have like a custom website or app where all the coaching resources are, where all of your students frequently visit to join your coaching calls or to get updates on the classes that are upcoming. You can put an AI chatbot there because you're certain that your students are constantly going to be visiting that website, that web page, to get information or to fulfill any other task related to their coaching. So the third and final thing on your checklist is this: do I want people to return to this chatbot, to talk to it? And if so, where can I put it so that returning to the AI chatbot is extremely easy for the customer? So there you have it. There's your checklist of the 3 items. Number 1, is this place high traffic? Number 2, is this place native to chat if I want my customers to get an instant chat experience with the AI chatbot? And number 3, is this a place where customers can easily return to talk to my AI chatbot if that is what you want to happen? So when you go through this checklist, you'll know the exact perfect place to put your AI chatbot on. And then you might start thinking to yourself, now that it's there, how will I be able to see inside it so that I can use the conversations it's having with people to make it better and to make my business better? I actually made a video on that up here, so go ahead and give that a watch and check out how you can see inside your BotPress AI chatbot using the Airtable integration that I build for all of my clients.